show you guys how to make refrigerator jam, strawberry jam. You can do this with any berries you want, blueberries, blackberries, anything in the berry family, and it's all gonna turn out pretty much the same way. There's only 3 ingredients: lemon juice, sugar, and your berries of choice. We picked these berries up. They were on sale for 99 cents per pound. I got 5 pounds here, so it's gonna make quite a bit of refrigerator jelly jam. You don't have to use any pectin or gelatin or anything like that. We're not canning this. It's called refrigerator jelly jam for a reason. It stays in your refrigerator, or you can freeze it, and that's what we're gonna do with all of our excess. Some of it's gonna go in the fridge, most of it's gonna go down in the freezer for when we're ready to use it. And this is my first time doing this, so we're gonna see how it turns out, and we're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start by first of all washing my strawberries. You wanna wash any produce you get from the grocery store because it's gross, it's nasty, you wanna get all that gross stuff off there. So I'm gonna chop them up into even sized pieces. They don't have to be perfect. It's jam, it's gonna cook down, everything will be alright. So cut off all the rotten pieces and all the tops. You don't want those in your jam. That'd be disgusting if somebody bit down on that. You're just gonna sit there and chop up a heaping load of strawberries for your jam because this will cook down into almost nothing, so you want a lot of strawberries. This looks pretty good. This is 5 pounds chopped. After the strawberries are chopped, we're gonna go ahead and add our sugar. Sugar is important because it helps macerate the strawberries, which means it pulls the liquid from the strawberries, helping to speed up the cooking process. So I'm adding 4 cups of sugar to my 5 pounds of strawberries. I think I read it was something like 1 cup per pound, but I thought 5 cups of sugar was kind of too much, so I'm just adding 4 cups, and that worked out good for me. 2 cups first, then I measured out another 2 cups, and I just sprinkled that all over the strawberries to make sure they are completely covered in the sugar. You want to make sure you give this a very thorough stir. You want every piece of that strawberry to be covered in sugar to help pull that liquid out, to help macerate these strawberries so that they can turn into beautiful strawberry jam. Keep mixing until you can't possibly mix anymore. Make sure everything's coated and there are no chunks of sugar at the bottom and there's no bare strawberries. Just everything's nice and mixed up. I'm gonna go ahead and add my lemon juice. Now, your lemon juice helps preserve this, and I'm adding 2 and about 1/4 tablespoons lemon juice. It's gonna help keep it fresh, keep it preserved, and keep it tasty. Mix that lemon juice in there real well, just like the sugar. Get it nice and coated. Keep mixing until you can't mix anymore. This will also help the breakdown process of the strawberries, making the cooking time less. Your jam should look something like this, pretty liquidy, pretty liquidy. And we're just gonna go ahead and pour it into our stock pot here we have on the stove as neatly as we can. It gets kind of tough, and get every last little drop of that jam into that stock pot. Then we're gonna go ahead and adjust our temperature. I got mine on about medium high, and constantly stir this thing. Don't ever stop stirring. You don't want the bottom of this scorching. You're essentially making strawberry candy, so never stop stirring. You can tell here it's getting very light in color. It's getting very frothy. And I'm just constantly stirring this. I seriously can't stress that enough. It will scorch if you stop stirring. And It has begun to have a light boil. It's slowly boiling. This is probably after about 20 minutes or so on medium-high heat. And again, I'm just going to continue to keep stirring it. All that foam on there is a good sign that it's cooking down and getting to where it needs to be. Now this is after probably about 40 minutes. The boil's it's a rapid boil at this point, and the color has darkened quite a bit. So you know you're on the right track, and it's starting to gel up. Not quite, but it's looking good. So it has darkened quite a bit and almost all boiling has ceased. It's very close to being done. We will do a plate test to check how done it actually is. This right here is a plate test. We're gonna put the hot jam on the plate, let it run down. Then you're gonna take your finger and run it through the jam. And if you can see here, it's still kind of drooping. It's not really holding its form. It's not quite done yet, but it is very close. So we're just gonna keep an eye on this and continue to stir it. It's very dark in color after the cooking, and we'll do another plate test. This is after about an hour. Again, cold plate, hot jam. Let it run down. I'm gonna run my finger through it. It holds its shape. It's done. So here we're gonna start putting it in our jars, and these jars are full of very warm water to prevent the jars from cracking. And I'm just gonna take a ladle, scoop it out of the saucepan and into my jars. I'm gonna try and do this as neatly as possible, but it is jam, it is sticky, and it is messy, so there's kind of no avoiding it. And I'm only gonna fill them up leaving about an inch, because some of these are gonna go in the freezer and I don't want them expanding and cracking the jars. If I would fill them up all the way, that's probably what would happen. So I'm just cleaning them up. They're a sticky mess. And you will just continue this process till all your jars are full, ladling them in, leaving about an inch of head space so that they don't explode in the freezer, scraping all the last little bits of it into your remaining jars. And then after all the jars are full, we just screw these reusable mason jar lids onto them. I picked them up on Amazon. I really like them a lot. They're washable and reusable, and we just pop those on there and they're all good to go. And that's our jam. It looks good, tastes good. I hope you enjoy.
Oh, there we go. Oh, how is it? Are real good. Damn good.
Pretty good.
Best jam ever.